family, it doesn't count.
So it also doesn't count if the cow is also your waiter. Moo, which part of me would you like? May I recommend my rib?
Is that how cows talk?
I believe so. At least in Missouri they do.
Like you have experience with Missouri cows?
I've seen a couple. Naturally, of course, California cows are much different because California cows are happy cows. That's right.
Yeah. Excuse me while I roll my eyes a few times.
Look, roll your eyes. It won't shield you from the truth.
That Missouri cows are far superior.
And Missouri cows live dull and dreary existences. having to sell their bodies literally for food.
What do you think California cows do?
They relax in the sunshine and
Right.
and give off, milk and cheese and wear sunglasses and read Us Weekly.
Wait, sorry. Something way more important is going on. Thank you, Magpie. I am glad to know. And yes, Vinin, California cows are probably full of silicon.
Look, you got to be looking your best, all right?
Magpie says that when I just say it, I say iron, not iron.
Okay, well, that's good.
So now we have evidence, so we know how I say it. And thank you, Magpie, for verifying that, because now when somebody asks me how I say the word, I can say, actually, I know.
There was a...
Anime fan, nice. Ika in parentheses.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I always know, I know whenever I'm getting communication from someone who doesn't know me, because if they call me Jessica, I'm like, yeah, you don't know me.
Mm-hmm. And I always know who to hate when I receive an email that says, "Hi, Peter."
Oh my gosh. Will gets that a lot because his first and last names get flipped around all the time.
Right. Ugh. Ugh. With that one, it's even more understandable. All he's got is an S on the end. I have an entire sun on the end. How could you? Who the heck
Now
says
I know.
Iron?
Now I know how to address you in an email whenever you say something really stupid in a live stream where you make me roll my eyes, and I will immediately send off an email. Hey, Peter.
Mm-hmm. I hear that, Jessica.
Doesn't bother me. It just means I know that they don't know me.
But also, who is that? Hold on a sec. Vinin says, "Who the heck says iron?" Let me tell you who says it. My daughter. And she can't read yet. She can't, it's not like she just saw the word iron and thought, well, this must be how it's pronounced. She just says iron. And I don't understand how that's possible. She's metathesizing the thing that we all collectively metathesized. She unmetathesized it. Doesn't make any sense. We did it because it's easier.
Evan wants to know if you get any Dear Joshua emails.
Oh, God, no.
And Evan, no, it's not always scam emails, because sometimes it'll be, like businesses and whatnot, because, they have to have your legal name. And so most businesses, if I get emails from them, it will be Jessica. But then also people I work with who don't know me, because that's in a lot of the systems my name. And so I just know that they found my name on a list and they don't really know me if they say Dear Jessica.
Jessica, we're from the physics department and we need a third for this thesis.
I was able to change my name in most of the system. It's just there are two key components of the system where they will not let me change my name. So throughout most of the system at the school, it says Jessie. And that makes me happy.
All right. Well, good.
When you said that, are we ready for poll results?
Yeah. By the way, just so everybody knows, this shirt I got recently from my mother. She had it. This is a shirt that was mine in 1993 in 6th grade. This was our graduation, our 6th grade graduation T-shirt. It's got my name on the back along with everybody else from the 6th grade graduating class from Patton. And as you can see, it not only still fits, but it is, kind of a little loose, which should give you an idea how big I wore shirts back then.
I can imagine 6th grade David with like this giant
Yeah, like
shirt just swimming in it.
there would be times where sometimes if I was running, I would trip because my knee would get caught.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
how big. That persisted until 10th grade.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
In terms of fashion back then, right?
Yeah, the picture of me with my school picture of me with the long hair, about that length, actually.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it was a blue and white striped shirt, and it was very, very long, very, very long. And yeah, that all ended in junior year. I cut off the long hair, and that was when I pretty much started wearing only Hard Rock Cafe T-shirts. You knew that, right?
I did not know that that's what you wear.
Oh yeah, I owned like, I want to say almost 20 of them.
Wow.
And not with different styles either. It was just the basic Hard Rock logo and then the city, just from different cities.
Wow, that was not my wardrobe. But cool. Well, now that Mateus is here, we can talk about poll results. We can't do things without him, and he's here now.
Anime fan, nice reference. Thank you. That is appreciated. You seem like somebody who, given your upbringing, would have seen the movie Patton with George C. Scott.
I don't know.
I would have guessed that your dad would have it still on VHS in a prominent location.
If I've seen it, I don't remember it.
Well, there's a line, where he's routing the Germans, and he says,
Rommel, I read your book.
because he wrote a book on war theory in German, and George C. Scott read it, and then basically just totally routed him because he knew his strategy.
Wow.
Yeah. Apparently,
Okay.
when my...
So yeah, we are 90s themed today. You're right, Miles.
Oh, yeah.
And that was not planned.
They feel like such different eras because, of course, 6th grade compared to when Friends came out, right?
Friends came out in 94.
Yeah, but like the difference between 93 and 94 was huge. That was MTV, that was MTV's year. Friends came out. 1993, I think Murder, She Wrote was still running. Actually, okay, it overlapped one year. Did you know about this?
No, I'm just staring at the poll results, but
Yeah.
keep going.
Murder, She Wrote and Friends overlapped 1 year. And apparently
Okay.
Angela Lansbury was kind of annoyed at the success of Friends. And so there is an episode in the last season of Murder, She Wrote that parodies Friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
But it's like part of the reason that the show was canceled was just kind of like that. It was dated, which kind of was.
Yeah.
But it was like she just didn't understand why people would have any interest in this show, Friends, about a bunch of people living in an apartment in New York. She didn't see the appeal at all.
The things, and a lot of people didn't when it first came out, and then it was very successful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, you were 13 in 1993. I was 12.
Magpie was -9.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Well, you know what? We can talk about the appeal of Friends at another time.
Yeah.
I am an expert on it because I have seen the entire series like 25 times. Okay. So we had a very close poll this week, and I'm actually, because what we were trying to do was come up with a route for how. And so there were suggestions from patrons and then, votes. And I'm just going to focus on the top three because they were actually really, really close. And we can, of course, like keep the other roots if we want to, use them for something else. And so in third place, trying to like keep up with comments at the same time. Dark Horse thought we lived in the 70s. So close. I was so close to living in the 70s.
We were both born in 1981. So it's like, there's a big difference. Like if you were born in 1979, then I think that they still gave the mother a cigarette after she was done giving birth,
I'm going to say in 79, no, that was not the case.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. I assume that all the hospitals still had shag carpeting everywhere.
So in third place, was the root, the modern form would be hook.
That was third place?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, I thought that one was going to win, which would have been hilarious. Fuck. It's like, it sounds like somebody, like in surprise and shock saying what, but also sounds a little bit like another word in English that ends in uck.
Right.
But yeah, also, Vinin, did you realize that that was a Futurama reference? Bender? What? When he has the fake funeral, and Fry comes up and gives his sweet eulogy, Bender says, "What?" he says, "Thank you."
I've never seen Futurama, so like I'm literally just smiling at you telling the story.
Oh, that is a really good one. That episode, one of the best. Mm.
Okay, second place. Second place, is Lock.
We weren't even conceived in 1979. Sorry. All right. So second place was Lak, L-A-K?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I have to stare at the IPA for a while before I actually say it. And first place is Geese.
Geese. Oh, yeah, that was a popular one. Right. So that one is going to be spelled D-Y-I-S. Geese. Yeah. And that is very different from Muon, which really accomplishes the goal. And so there we go. That's right, Ragdoll. As my Armenian grandmother used to tell me, I was born in the year of the Choros. Year of the rooster. Okay, so we have how then.
Yes.
So before we actually put this in, I wanted to throw an idea to you. And I probably should have done this before the stream, but now everybody's watching, so, it's too late.
Best time to just, spitball some ideas. Go for it.
Yeah, I thought that we could both, cut off our hair for charity.
Obviously.
Just completely shave it and then do it on the live stream. I mean, you would...
Okay, so now there's a vote. Who would look better with a bald head?
No, yeah, you could do it. You could do it. You could pull it off. You could pull it off. I don't think I could.
All right. So
yeah.
What idea?
Okay, so I was thinking, once we kind of finish up WH words, there's not a ton else we need to do, like in terms of like the big tentpole stuff.
I'm winning this vote, by the way. Jesse would look better.
Yeah, it's not a hard vote. It's not a hard vote. No. So I was thinking, like, so we finished the WH words. We don't have a lot else to do. Like, we could do write-ups. Like, we've already decided how we're doing relative clauses, but we haven't written them up. So, like, we could do that.
Right.
But, and, go in and add some more derivation. But aside from that, there's not a lot else to do. So I was thinking maybe we could kind of start the 1 month timer on the next language. And in that month, what we could do is just create the modern orthography, do a split screen, and then you could just do lexical stuff, like add words and stuff. What do you think? You don't like that idea.
No, I feel like that will be a good thing to do. I just remember last time I got really sidetracked by watching what you were doing, and I ended up not actually doing other work.
Yeah.
But I can focus, I can do it, I can ignore you for 2 hours at a time,
Yeah.
and yeah.
It'll be good. And then, like, you could also do a lot of the write-up, so I don't have to.
No, then you're just going to complain about how I write it up, and you're going to go change it all.
I don't
Okay,
complain about
so-
things.
What?
I don't complain about things, right?
When there's video evidence.
Hey, Evan, I don't care what you think. Just FYI. Ah, God. Anyway,
That's mean.
I know, but it's true.
No, we're Evan. We totally understand, and that's why we're gonna try to have me doing lexicon stuff, but also have the orthography there for people who really want to see that too. It's just hard for me because I want to see the orthography stuff, so I'm like trying so hard to focus. We don't even have a word for I yet. Did you know that?
Really?
Right. So, like, we do have a lot of lexicon we need to build out and derivations and things like that. So that's and yes, I can do some of the write-ups, and then David can, I almost said a word that, maybe I shouldn't have said. There could be kids watching. He can complain about it later. And he can fix it. That will be the final week of this language. Will be David fixing everything I wrote.
But you do everything so well. I've never complained about a thing.
Whatever. You go back and add like 80 more sentences when I'm like, there was a bullet point with 3 words that said everything we needed.
Oh, Ragdoll's son's asleep. Do we have to be quieter?
What?
Do we have to be quieter?
No, because Ragdoll's son is old enough to stay asleep. Okay, so are we ready to do something with our new word?
Yes, so we just, I guess it's how did the opossum scratch the leaf, yeah?
Yeah. See, the other thing we need is just more example sentences, if for no other reason. Oh, we also still need to enter verbs. At the end of this episode, can we please enter verbs?
Do
In
we
the
not have
dictionary.
we don't have any verbs in the dictionary?
We have like 3. And I mean,
Okay.
more than that, but we have a whole list that are not in the dictionary yet. And I would really love for them to be in the dictionary because as I'm trying to think of drawings and stuff, I'm like, I don't know what all these verb forms are. David says I should be able to guess them, but I need them in the dictionary.
When I say should, I don't mean you specifically. I mean theoretically a person should be able to with the information that's there. It's theoretically figure outable. It's just not easy.
I just really would like the dictionary entries there. Please.
Okay. So we'll yes, we will do that. All right. So we need geez. Oh, how is this going to work? Is it just an adverb?
That's a really good question, David. Look at you asking all the hard balls today. Yeah, Minnie, you're right. It is bonkers. That's why I need the dictionary entry. I would think so.
Yeah, like it's just. This is the weirdest thing.
I mean, that has to be because, like, the answer would be an adverb, right? Or some sort of preposition phrase or something adverbial.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Gosh, I wish we hadn't done this for how. Is there any language where how is unanalyzable? I guess it is in English. How did it work in English? What's its etymology in English? Let's pull this up. I'm curious now. Because how do you do how in German? It's not the same, right?
No, it comes from a different root, but it's still not
Yeah, this comes from the same.
analyzable because it's just V.
This comes from the same thing, doesn't it? It's because it's just it's like a declension, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just comes from the same thing. Yeah, is there any language where how is unanalyzable, like, and isn't related to other WH words?
I mean, I'm sure there is, but how do you search that?
I don't know. Well, wait, I have an idea.
Do you know the etymology of the German V?
No, I'm guessing it comes from the same WH words. Do you?
Well, no, I don't. I just wondered. Because, was is not, I don't know. How would you be? I don't know where that came from.
It's the same word that gave us why.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then, of course, why in German is warum, 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 warum. I love that word.
Minnie says I'm pretty sure it's unanalyzable and it's papa. Oh man, yeah, Logan, you're absolutely right. Like, it is not obvious that who and how are.
Oh, I mean, it's not obvious now, but like if you it's like if you go back to Proto-Germanic, you can see like it was an entire like declension thing, and so it was just one word, and then each of the words we got from it was just that in a different case,
Right.
Ooh,
And
finish it.
unfortunately, there's not a Walls chapter that says, languages where the WH words are not related.
Finnish has the cutest word for how I've ever seen. Quinkwa. Oh, I'm sorry, quinkka. Quinkka. Originally the instructive plural of who. Wow. Look at that.
No, and trying to just randomly Google ends up bringing information about language isolates, and that's really not helpful. So I really don't know beyond just asking if somebody happens to know a language.
So comment from French is that like came from the thing that was which mind? Well, this looks like it's totally unrelated. Well, okay, wait. It's gak in Russian, yak in Czech. Huh. Well, in that case, how did the Russian one come to be? I know this is all small print.
It's very small print.
Wow. Anyway, yeah, kaifa in Arabic is it related to something?
Vinin says, and I missed that part because I was looking something else up at the same time, but Vinin says that Jak, or was it Jak or Jak?
Jak
is related to other ones because it's in Polish too.
Yeah, I was just confused because it did seem to be related to the word kak from Russian. And indeed, they appear to come from different roots. Okay, so in Arabic, the word for what is ma. We have kaifa, which is how. How do you say who in Arabic? Like matha is like where, right? Who? I can't remember my Arabic WH words.
Can you count, sign
Rema.
language for having unrelated WH words?
I suppose. Who, so who, where, right? And then
And then
why?
what?
That was what? What was why? I thought why was the same thing. Shoot, what was why?
Why could be a couple different things, and it depends on how you're using it. Because you can also do the 4-4 for why.
Yeah. Oh, we don't need a single word for why, Logan. We're just trying to figure out.
But I mean, how is the right?
Yeah.
Like how you get the two-handed like that, totally different.
You know what we could do? You know what we could do here? I'm gonna leave that up just in case. If we don't have a word for it, which we might, we could just have it be an old word for path.
I don't think we have a word for it.
I don't think we do either. So it could be like a super old word for path, and it's so old that it doesn't even come with any prepositions.
Okay.
I don't know.
And that builds on, I think, Dark Horse had said something about path for house, so.
Yes, and Dark Horse suggestion was more sensible or obvious because it combined it with the word for what. This is going to be older. Did we do yes? We did yes no questions, right?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, and that reminds me that Pete Bleakley had asked something on Twitter.
Yes.
Like
It
how
was
we do-
how to do negative questions.
Okay, because I couldn't remember. I thought it was like polar questions or something that he had asked about.
Minnie,
Okay.
there are WH pairs in languages that are suppletive, but usually they are also derivational in some way. I don't know. But so if we were going to do that, I would say it would be something like this. It would actually pull out to the front, and basically it would just get kind of focused, you know? Like, with special intonation, this, God, this language is hard to pronounce.
Really? I hadn't noticed because, it just rolls right off my tongue so well that I thought it was actually quite easy.
You have to do it with the Possum voice.
That was perfect. It was a little like land possum. I'm more of a river possum kind of person, but
That's
it
where
works.
It's where it's pronounced exactly the same. You just put y'all at the end.
Why at the end?
This reminds me, you know that song Body Rock? By Moby.
Maybe.
By Moby. And the lyrics are, let's rock y'all, non-stop y'all, to the beach y'all, to body rock y'all.
No, I don't know that one.
It's an easy way to rhyme. I think it would be easy to rhyme if you were a Canadian poet. Hey?
All right. So I'm on board with that.
Okay, let's just.
Are you on board?
Yeah, let's just do it and make a note about what it used to mean, and we can figure out some way to come up with a new word for path.
Okay. And Megan, I'm glad you were able to join us for this short while, but enjoy the rest of your day. See you around.
So, can you remind me what the exact etymology of path was? Was it an old G or an old D?
G.
G.
G
Okay.
epsilon S.
G epsilon. Thank you. That is important.
Well, you're welcome. That's what I am here for.
Really?
Shout protoporns that I pulled off of Patreon for you.
All right.
What was
Oh, I'm getting a delivery here. Just FYI. Couldn't be helped. What was the last letter of possum?
of what?
A possum.
Oh, you mean uji? Like what?
Yeah, uji. Was it a ch or was it a fa at the end?
It was a fa, a fi.
Okay. And then that can't be right, can it? Is it because it's stressed? Is it because it's stressed?
Water possums are like blah 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 blah, y'all, in that word.
Oh, there are no sound changes.
That's what I was thinking too, Minnie. When he asked what the last letter of possum was, I was like, M?
There we go. There we go.
By the way,
Yes.
this week I corrected this document several times over because someone who, likes to take charge of the write-ups kept spelling it Opposum instead of one P and two S's. And so I fixed it several times. I just wanted you to know that.
I'm glad that you were able to correct your typos.
I mean, they are called Little Jessies for a reason.
My God, I forgot about that. Okay. Gosh, I just forgot everything. How is Stach spelled?
Isn't it S and then upside down TAX?
S. Wait. Yeesh.
Checking. I am correct. S caret TAX is the. Graham, maybe that's it. Yes. They have opposable thumbs. Or, as Matei said, it's on opposite day.
O-T-A. Okay, I got it. Okay. Yeesh, yeesh, stach, and then cho, which is
Do you need that one too?
T-Y-L-R. And then that looks like a, nope, it's a phi, and then another R for some reason. Yes, there we go. Okay. Got it.
Are we ready for more?
Yeah. Yes, okay.
Do you want to enter how in the
Yeah, I do.
dictionary?
O.P. Possum. Okay. What if there were two factions? The double S opossums and the double P opossums.
We always butter our Knan on the Knan side. They use the Knan side.
Are we going to call this an adverb?
I think so. Here. Hang on. Yes. Well, I mean, no, it's English part of speech. You're doing the English side, right?
Yes, I'm doing the English side because that's my job.
Right. So what would you call it in English?
An adverb.
All right. There you go.
An interrogative adverb.
I mean, is there a difference?
Yes.
Well, I mean, like, there's an important difference, like, at that level. Because, like, there's a difference between all words. They mean different things, I don't know.
Go on.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're going to be getting a Dear Peter email after this. That's all I'm saying.
Trying my best here, I think. Okay.
So G was the protoform.
What? I thought it was D.
G.
Oh, okay. Thank you for informing me of that. I will have to go back and correct the other things. Okay.
Didn't I say it? Did I not enunciate?
No, it may have been an acoustic effect. You may have said G, and I may have heard D. They both start with the same sound.
You know, and they end in the same sound.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you're a little lax on your D, and you like do a Billy Joel D. You know, I don't know. Okay. And I'll just drop an archaic in there. And that will take care of that. And then I'm going to put a 2 extra in here. Back to the WH. Oh no, I spelled it G.
Oh, so you heard it the first time. That's.
And I just conveniently forgot it when I went over here. You'll see that I wrote it D-E-S in Lexergy. So that was how long it took. That was how long it took. All right.
For that to.
Yeah. About 11 seconds, I think.
Better than most days.
Okay. I feel like I deserve that one. All right. Well, let's do a couple others of these. Could we use this how with anything else, or is it just going to be its own thing there?
You think about that for just a second. Latorius, the archaic note just means that we're not actually going to use that word for path anymore. So once upon a time, that was the noun for path. But it's so archaic now, it's so old now that they actually reused it for how, associated it with how, and we're going to have a completely different word for path when we get back to it.
Yeah, and the only reason to even write it is so that we remember, because we forget things a lot.
In many, I leave it up to other people to decide how to spell the noises that I make, because I make a lot.
Hey, W. Watson. Good to see you.
Oh, right. Oh, wow. It showed up on your feed before it showed up on mine. So I was like, I don't see W. Watson, but now I do. And hello. Okay. So you were asking, like, are we going to be using how for anything else, correct?
Yes. Or is it just going to be by itself? Because I'm looking at when, which, whose, how many, why, and I'm wondering if how is going to figure into any of those. Probably not. We could...
Yeah, I really don't think so.
Yeah.
It's going to be the oddball, right?
Yeah, it'll just be an oddball. Okay. Oh, brother, we woke Ragdoll's son up.
Well, in the best way possible, because he woke up to conlanging.
I guess.
So you're welcome.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it was the noise that you made that woke him up, the unspellable noise.
And then I will say you're welcome again. I almost said something, but thankfully my brain thought through it before I said it out loud, and that would have come across wrong. So I'm glad that I stopped myself.
Okay. So.
When
yeah.
we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Did a ghost pass through you?
Yes, it did. I banished it for the time being.
Many, yes. Best part of waking up is LangTime in your cup.
Do you have to be a certain age to get that? Like, do they do that anymore? Does anybody know that commercial?
Don't they still do it at the holidays?
Hmm.
Because don't they have like the son comes home from the army or whatever, and the mom comes downstairs smelling coffee, and then he's there, and it's all emotional. And during the holidays, I cry during commercials. Just it happens because
Yeah.
they're all so emotional.
They're really good. They're knocking them out of the park. Okay, so for when, at what hour, at what watch, at what beat, I don't know. How might early opossums keep time?
I think it needs to be something about the moon or the stars, because nocturnally, I mean, even, I don't know. I feel like, right?
By what star? Or at what star? Under what star?
Ooh, under what star is nice.
I really like that. Sorry, did you just read what Logan wrote?
Yeah.
Okay.
My word. Okay, so then we have a word for star. I know that. We don't really have a word for under.
Yeah.
So we're going to need that. And so Ragdoll, it is Folgers Coffee. And they sing this little jingle that the words are the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. And David will sing it for you. I just say it.
I'll sing the first half. You sing the second.
No.
I'll sing the second half if you sing the first.
No, I just said that's your job. I say it, you sing it. That's how this works.
I thought we were having an even division of labor.
I said the whole thing. Now you sing the whole thing. That's evenly divided.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Jessica.
So Peter, what
I mean, you had Jessica Rabbit. That must have been a big time for you.
You know, I never ever watched it.
Does that persist to this day?
It persists to this day.
That one is actually worthwhile. You learn a lot about the history of California.
Almost as interesting as I don't know the history of Missouri, but you know.
Oh, everybody knows the history of Missouri. It's just not a good one. High five. Sorry. Okay. All right.
Do you want to go ahead and put what star together and talk about under?
Let's take a look. Okay, our word for star is fash, and what is its protoform is FAR, so farmun. How are we stressing these things? Where we have
I'm
these...
guessing secondary because where is
Yes.
boom?
Bulmun? Bulmun?
Boom.
Okay, alright, let's do it.
This is how my possum is now coming out. It's not rounded, okay?
Alright. Was it mun or min for its proto-vowel?
That is a wonderful question. And it is
Mun.
carrot. So
Yeah.
mun.
Yeah. Wow, that's very simple. Fadmun.
Vinin, I'm pretty sure my life is measured in cups of coffee at this point.
So, oh, a sec. So this is what it's given us thus far. Fadmun. If we were to add an under to that, can we just assume the under, kind of the way we assumed the preposition for geese, and just roll with Fadmun?
We assume the preposition for what? Sorry.
Postposition. Sorry, for gis, we was like,
It was an assumed. Gotcha.
yeah.
I do want to say though, Minnie, I'm pretty sure coffee and love go hand in hand in my book. We didn't for where. Where takes a postposition.
Yes. Because,
were you just trying to not create another postposition?
No, it's because bulmun is a pronoun, and so we can just use it as a noun.
Okay. So, what star when you put them together? Is that not?
Kind of do the same
Anime
thing.
fan Kopiko would be a love child. That's what that is.
So yeah, I see what you're saying. I guess I could try to create a preposition. I'm sorry, I keep saying preposition. I hope everybody knows what I mean. It's going to be a postposition, but the adposition is what I meant. But if we do a postposition for under, that gives us farmun as a pronoun, which we can use. And for example, we could use both of these for, the things like my least favorite part of conlanging, which is the, what you know the proper term for these. I don't, but it's like, that's where we went.
You're in terms of, are you talking about the clause structure? Or
yeah, or like, I don't know where he is, that type of thing.
Right. Well, I mean, they go by many different names. I put them under nominal clauses, but
that's what you called them.
What's that?
Okay, but not just any type of subordinate clause, right? The one that has the WH word as the meat of the sandwich.
Right. Did you want all the names for it, or?
Well, I don't know, but that type of thing, that's the thing that I hate. So, like, if we did that, then for, like, where and when, we could use the thing plus the postposition, and then we could just have their pronominal forms for the meat.
And, yeah, Logan and Graham, they are sometimes called headless relative clauses. Sometimes they are, it depends on who you're reading, what it ends up getting called.
Yeah, the point is I don't like it. I hate doing that part. And this would allow us to do that. So in other words, I guess we can just do a postposition for under.
And surely we have some good words already. We don't have any. Interesting. Nope. Remember how when we started this language, I'm going to call this out, because do you remember we had a conversation, and I think it was actually Veronica who had suggested it, that was like, you should really start with body parts because you need a good list of body parts to make all the other,
Yeah.
We can use that. And I even did a drawing of a possum and labeled all the things that we needed words for.
Yes.
How the heck do we not have any words for body parts beyond like a very small handful?
It's, the economy's in shambles,
Because I was like, surely we have a word for belly or stomach or something like that. No, we don't.
It could be foot.
Right, and I know we have a word for that because leg and foot are the same word. Quite lengthy, and so that would be really fun to
Let's see what it is. Oh, jug. Oh my goodness, it's a gigantic word.
Right.
So I would probably end up being ja. So in other words, because it's got the long vowel there, the K would just kind of drop out.
Yeah.
Ja. What do you think?
I actually really like that.
I kind of
You
do
know
too.
how I feel about ja words.
Oh, and you know that's my favorite sound. All right, here we go.
So we finally have a U word on the English side.
Under, and I think for the proto or like this old orthography, I think it's probably going
I
to be
know,
spelled the
Miles,
same.
right? Like, that's how I started in this episode. I said we still don't have a word for I, and I couldn't believe it.
Okay, under, underneath, below.
Oh, I should probably add those two. Cool. I'm paying attention. I had a hair on my shirt and it was bugging me. So that's what I was paying attention to.
Did you get it?
I did.
All right. I'm trying to decide if I want to spell this differently or just spell it like the word for foot in the old form of the language. I think I'm actually just going to leave it like that. We'll spell it more phonetically in the modern form. Okay. Okay, so that's done. So back to our WH words. When. Ja. Extend the underline to there. But as for its placement, probably still going to be actually right where this would be, huh? So
I would think so.
Okay, Farmunja. 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 That just rolls off the tongue. I like that. Doesn't it?
It does, yes.
Right. Farmunja. Yeah. Okay. When did the possum scratch the leaf? And then don't need that. All right. This is probably the bulmun part. Bulmunyi is there, so this is going to be far mun. And then instead of ni, it will be right. Oh, that it was ne. That so it started off as okay, and then this one is going to be z. Wait, zh, zh, ag, right?
I'm gonna go double check that.
I have zzh, ag.
That
is what it should do.
And then the retroflex zag.
Got it. Perfect.
So in terms of which, could we just have what working alongside a noun, like what possum?
Yeah. I don't see why not. I think that's the easiest, most obvious thing to do. I mean, we have it doing it anyway.
And then the whose would be possession with the what, right? Like, no.
Well, the only little if the only little question mark here is that would there be any difference between this sentence right here? So, what did the opossum scratch versus which opossum scratched?
That's a really good question.
Yeah, I mean, we could add or ni after it.
We wouldn't want to do though, because that's how we do, or ni, because both of those are how we do possession
That's how we do adjectives.
and possession.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there doesn't need to be a distinction between which and whose.
Okay.
Let me just find how that on you works.
I think is alienable and ni is inalienable, I believe.
And then for adjectives, is incidental and ni is on purpose.
Right.
Do we want to have this distinction with who and who's in which?
I don't know. I don't really know.
Let's do a couple. Let's do at least an example so that.
Magpie is asking if we could use the partitive somehow.
Let's not go that far yet. Okay. Okay, let's do the possum scratched which leaf? Well, actually, I guess the questioning way to do that is which leaf did the opossum scratch, huh?
I mean, if you want to do it sort of English style, then yeah.
Okay. One. So, it's whose leaf on purpose. Or whose leaf on accident. So basically, if you yes, we could have this distinction. If you suspect that somebody has the leaf, like they own it and it's their leaf, then you use ni. However, if you think that they just happen to have it, then it's And really, like, what we're saying here is that it's whose is prime, right? And which is just kind of like the extra.
Would you want to
Doesn't
compound these like we did for the possessive pronouns?
Sure. Why not? So we can call this. I think we already gave you a birthday and Christmas presents. This will be next year's birthday and Christmas present for you. Would it be when we did that compounding? Was it like after the lengthening that we compounded or before?
Nothing's lengthened in it, but I don't think anything would have been lengthened in the original, so I don't know. Because Because if you go to the personal pronoun table, we actually include the protoforms of the pronouns, and then you can see the alienable and inalienable possessive forms.
Oh. Well, it had to have happened before phi went to H.
Okay. Because we have a B there and not.
It also had to happen before word final devoicing. Oh dear, what did I do? Oh, check 90. Okay, hold on. So let's. I think those were late sound changes. But yeah, word final devoicing is very late. What about weak fricatives becoming H? Oh, that's even later. So there's no good way to decide. So I think that means then we can just decide ourselves, or maybe put it up to people watching. But let's be sure that we know what we're deciding between. So basically, this is mun because the last consonant is voiced, which causes the vowel to lengthen. And so if we combine these things after the lengthening, which is the fourth sound change, early sound change, then we will end up with these two. Munyi and mun.
Side note, Benin, if you do drop out early, we are glad that you were here for as long as you were, and I sure hope you get a lot of good sleep tonight.
Yeah. I did not get great sleep last night, so I really wish you the very best in that department. Now, if we do it the other way, I believe it's going to be bad. Let me check.
I mean, that looks right to me, but you know.
Oh. Can you tell me what the protoform of ni is? It was stand, I think it was.
Yeah, just a minute. In epsilon phi.
Okay. Then there'll be then this will actually be the pair. So there will be a high vowel, muni and muna. So munyi and muna versus muni and muna. And so those are the choices, A and B. I will count the B's, Jesse. Tell us what you think.
And what he means is, you know, Jesse's counting the A's. You guys tell us what you think.
I'd love to see an all-Possum version of Moana. Moana, Kanan, Kanan.
It's all the knobs. Are you counting? We got a B.
That's actually might be kind of a fun project. Dark Horse says, can we point to a sound change and say this is where the river possums split?
They split so far back. All right, I'm counting you as an A, Dark Horse, because we're doing regular. I'm up to 5 A's.
I'm up to 9 B's.
I was going to say, I know there's more B's. Oh, 6. Uh-oh, A is coming back.
Yeah.
Yes, Minnie, that is absolutely correct. They split the day Jesse tried to pronounce anything in this language. Oh my gosh, we're almost tied up now.
Yeah, so it's 9-8 as I believe, and that gives us 17. There's 32 people watching, so we're gonna need some more voters to ferret this one out.
And of course, we can vote too.
Do you have a preference?
I do.
Do you?
I do. You have another one to count.
Yeah, I got it. 10-8. Oh yeah, we've all seen The Wind in the Willows. Let me ask you this, Minnie. Are you aware of the ride Mr. Toad's Wild Ride at Disneyland? Because let me tell you, it's a ride for children where you follow around Mr. Toad, and he has little adventures, and then he is, arrested and found guilty in a court of law. That's 11-9, 12-9. And then he goes to jail. He breaks out of jail and then gets hit by a train and goes to hell. And that's where the ride ends. That is a ride they designed for children.
Horrible. Man. All right, so we've got 11-9. Is that no 12? We came
Yeah.
up with 12-9, right?
Yeah, so it's 12 Bs. That is getting closer. I think we're probably going to have to give this to Camp B.
I think so, because I think we're not getting votes anymore, really.
Yep. Here are 2 B hands. And you're making a bird.
And that was the one that I liked better. So
Really?
yeah.
Huh. Okay. Done and done? Here she come now, say money, money.
Ooh, we got another B vote.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, I don't know how to say your name, whether it's John Quinn or Young Quinn, but thank you.
I certainly kept doing that, Evan, on accident. I kept writing Monya on accident. It seems like a thing that could happen. Okay. Witch leaf.
And this would also be whose leaf.
Likely
right?
owned. Did the opossum scratch? No, actually, let's put it up here. Ownership probable. And then let's do this. So stop. Let's do it as one word. And then oh dear. Unbullet that. Let's do that. Ownership in doubt, shall we say. This would be Mana. Alright. Delete that. Okay, so I think Y is important to do. How many?
Wait,
Yeah, I'm seeing that too.
Mateus just made a niece milk? Like, what does that even mean? Is it just milk that tastes like anise, or is it like literally like an almond milk, but you did it with star of anise? I need to know this.
And this word that we're saying here, we know that it's anise, right?
Oh, whatever.
Isn't it?
You can say it the way you want.
No,
I'm
I've
gonna say it the way I want.
But it's the same thing, right? It's not different things?
I am looking up how to say it, and I'm probably
Well, the
yeah.
British
You're correct. Of course, you're correct.
well
Whatever.
the British say anise. 100%. They do.
Well, I'm British.
I know that you want to be. Okay, so let's follow this up though. Evan is saying that there's a moigné construction. I don't see it. I mean, there's this one, but I don't see moigné.
It's lawn mowing day.
Is there a lawn out there?
I mean, there's from the sidewalk to the building.
Yeah, I mean, does it take like 12 seconds to mow?
Well, I mean, it's a long sidewalk.
Oh, okay. Do they have to go up and back, or is it just like, will one do it? You know,
No idea. I can go look and tell you.
you go out there with a cup of coffee, watch the guy. Hey, just doing one strip or back and forth? What kind of mower you got there? You know.
You know, you joke, but you can have random conversations.
Okay,
And I am the
thank you,
person, by
Logan.
the way, who gets the random conversations. Like in Philadelphia, went into a store just to buy a couple things, and the person who was my checkout guy, like, started a whole conversation with me. I went home knowing all about his son who is starting college, his daughter who's in her third year of college. I could have told you about their GPAs, what they studied, where they're going,
So-
how many letters they wrote per month. Like, this is all just stuff that people tell me.
A gentleman started a random conversation with you, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Why on
Usually
earth?
it's
Why would
one
he
time-
ever? My goodness.
What's that?
Why would he ever? Why would he ever? My goodness.
No, one time, in Walmart too, an elderly guy explained to me the difference between which yams I should be buying,
Mm.
and I was like, I wasn't even buying yams.
Did he say the first thing that you need to do is not be in Walmart?
No.
I mean, so Evan is asking, isn't the distinction here essentially between whose and which? And it's like, in a way, I could see what you could say, like, yes, in that a sentient being is more likely to own something than an inanimate being, but also, like, I couldn't think of a better word, but you could also say, like, if you knew something was going to be inalienably possessed, right? You would do the same thing. So it would be like, which table leg did he take? And you knew that the table leg was attached to something, right? Or like, which table leg did you hit, right? Then you would still use the same one. Not like probable ownership, it wouldn't be in that case, it would be inalienably possessed. Whereas if it were like, which table leg did he use as a club, then it's alienably possessed, and so you'd use that one. So almost, but not quite. Oh, look, they have a whole, look at that. Your Uncle Doodle is saying they have that's a Dutch spelling right there. Anise milk.
And that
More
sounds
pleasant than
really,
hot chocolate.
That sounds really amazing. Like, I want to try it now. So, yeah, whenever we have our big cook-off.
Yeah, and I know those cookies. Those, and I'm not, Look at that. It's got a U and an I and then a J. How are you supposed to pronounce that? Like, I'm just going to say De Ruyter and hope that that's correct.
Did you want to go ahead and make dictionary entries for Muni and Mina?
Oh yeah, we should do that. Do you want to just think out loud about how we're going to do why while we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for keeping us on task.
So, and also, yes, Walmart does have yams. Walmart has everything. So why? Which really is another way of saying like what purpose? Why did somebody do something?
Mm-hmm.
But purpose is obviously not a good word for a root, so we want something much simpler. What? What?
Mm.
Something.
This is going to be.
I don't know. Like, I guess we could, instead of compounding it or trying to say what blank, we could also say, like, think of the other side, like, for what.
I'm going to go with an alienably possessed. Maybe we should. Okay, I know that you're thinking about why, and that is great. But I'm actually going back on this. Maybe it shouldn't even be likely possessed and not likely possessed. Maybe it should just be inalienable versus alienable.
Because it's basically like, well, I mean, I don't. Yes, but also like you don't have to be sure. I guess I don't know.
This is oh shoot! I need the protoform of The reason why I suggest it is like you might know for darn certain that like I don't know whose book is this, right? But like you know that it's somebody's book, but even though you know it's somebody's book, right? The possession
It's
is
still
going to
gonna
be alienable.
Yeah, you got a good point there.
Okay. I've added the dictionary entries.
Why? Wither. That's a really. Where did that come from? It's the base of which. That doesn't really help me. So it also is more of like to which and to what place. That's really not where I want to go. Why did the possum scratch the leaf? What? Do we don't have we don't have any, we have like 3 postpositions now. What about having a postposition that means like on behalf of, or
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
for, like the 2-4.
Yeah, 100%. So for what, and
Yeah.
that pretty much does it. So yes, we will do that, and that will be easy and perfect and good. I want to wrap up this part of the discussion and give you an example of why there is going to be this distinction here. So whose which leaf attached to a tree did the opossum scratch? Whose which leaf loose on the ground? Nope. Too long. Running wild did the opossum scratch?
Running wild.
Yeah,
The
so
leaf
like
is running wild.
yeah, it's out, you can't stop it.
I mean, flying would be more what a leaf does, because it's at least in the air,
Oh,
being blown around
you
or
want to
something.
be like that? Fine. Volant. How about that? Flying.
Why not just say unattached?
Unattached.
Or
what? You just want to put?
on the grass. You could say on the grass.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's good. Okay, good. Okay, so then,
And Minnie, I get that we're gonna go ahead and give Alfred Hitchcock, credit where credit's due for, directing the birds. But please also give credit where credit is really due, and that's Daphne du Maurier, who is the brilliant author behind The Birds, who wrote as a short story. Alfred Hitchcock loved her work apparently because he made two of her things into movies that became very famous.
what was the other one?
Rebecca.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Mm.
Dang. Yeah. And it goes beyond that. The writers of stuff rarely get credit. Something like Harry Potter is an anomaly, where it's like you're
Right.
going to see the movie, but everybody knows who wrote it. That's very rare.
Really, yeah. I think so, especially the older ones, because I don't think they really cared about giving credit pre like 90s. Oh, you're welcome, Minnie. I'm full of fascinating trivia.
Oh, look at that. I didn't see. Had absolutely no idea that Brokeback Mountain was based on anything.
That's unfortunate. Okay. So now, are you ready for why?
Yeah, and can we just skip how many for right now?
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Which is why we already talked about why, and we did not talk about how many.
We'll do it when we have to. But yeah, so what we need is a preposition. I'm sorry, we need a postposition. And it's going to mean toward or for or on behalf of, something like that. Let's see what we've got so far. We have, at means standing, and then under. That's it.
We have a whole list of verbs. No, but that's, this is why we need to spend time today. Go to page 7. My cursor is there. You can join me at my cursor.
Dun dun. Cool.
I don't think any of them work for this, but we do have other verbs.
Oh. Is this true? Is this what gave us ah?
I believe so.
Then what is a phi I?
That, those.
Yeah, so it is. So
To
it
hear.
is. Right.
To hear.
My bad there. So then this is do we want to go ahead and add ah as a postposition since we haven't done it yet?
I don't think we've added ni either.
No, we did. I'm actually copying the entry for ni. Because
Then yeah, we want to do that.
yeah. All right, I'm doing it right now. Because that is our, I believe it's oblative, right?
Ni.
No, ah.
Just go back and forth. Which one? To leave. I think so. Yeah.
We would call it oblative elative, used after nouns to
Oh yes. To leave is oblative. And then ni. Hopefully we added locative and
yes.
possessive.
Yes, we did.
Did I say that right?
Yes, you did. Okay.
Did you go ahead and also make it a verb?
No, I did not. We can do that afterwards. Let's focus on let's focus on our new postposition. That's going to mean for or on behalf of.
That's fine. Okay. Sorry. I was also entering on the English side. Oh, away from, out of. Let me get those two. So, what about something?
Same. Okay,
Second.
great.
Sorry, I'm
Same.
typing at the same time.
I've read Pygmalion. I've never seen My Fair Lady. I had no interest in it.
You've never seen it? It's really good.
I have no interest in it.
Henry Akins. Oh, God, I love her. It's so good. Okay, but what about a because it needs something like that directionality. To enter or go in, or actually to stretch could be used. You could stretch towards something.
That would be an easy one. And by the way, I know you're on a movie thing, but like a movie kick right now. But there are lots of fun ways to do something like for or on behalf of. So like if you have ideas, throw them out. So stretch is a good one. But like you could do something like at the feet of. So if you do something at the feet of somebody else, it could be for them. But like, is there anything possumy that makes sense?
At the tail of something. In the pouch. And apparently Minnie did not like the movie. Sorry. What is rather possumy?
In the shadow of, that doesn't say to me so much for somebody, it means like somebody. But that's a really good one. Can we do that?
Make that to mean like similar to or like?
Yes.
Yeah, just make a note of it and let's save it for later because
Yes.
we only have 34 minutes.
No, I got it. No, totally.
And we still need polls. We still need entries.
Yes.
Oh, Logan says at the nose of.
Oh, I kind of like that.
I do too.
All right.
Alistair's is hilarious in the trash of. And Minnie gives us permission to use that later.
All right. Where's the verb list? I want to add it there.
Page 7.
Okay.
My cursor's there.
Of course.
Or you can scroll.
Right. I'm really glad that you're so competent because sometimes I just don't have it, and I don't think I brought it today. I think I brought my D game.
D for David. Yeah, right, anime fan. I was waiting for us to get this done, and then I was going to be like, Kopiko time, but, still waiting.
Postposition, I know. We'll get there. We've been doing a lot of early ones in previous weeks. Okay, so let's find nose is Kanan.
Kanan, yeah.
Kananyi.
I mean,
it's kind of long.
this would be. What do we want? Oh, because ni comes from to stand.
Yeah. And based on our money, it'd actually be Kanani.
That's kind of cute.
That's kind of cute.
I mean, I know it's long, but it's cute.
Yeah. No, yeah, we got to do it.
Logan, it's okay if you are running behind today and having a hard day. It's not okay when David does. David needs to be on his A game every day.
Yes.
24 hours a day.
Yes.
These are the expectations.
Absolutely. Everyone knows it.
Exactly.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
You okay?
Yeah, I just realized I made a typo a couple places, so I'm gonna fix that before you find it.
You better. You'll be out on your ear.
On my ear. Nice. Okay. It's fixed, and you will never know what it was. Cool.
I like that ragdoll. I brought my jug in.
Nice. Yeah, no, Mateus, you have not missed the Kopi cooing.
Yeah, you're about to witness it though. Okay, here we go. So for, on behalf of, for the benefit of. Okay.
Cool. And then so
Can I throw in another definition for this?
no.
I just want you to consider it. I just want you to consider it. I think it's a neat idea. Under the supervision of, witnessed by, approved
Interesting.
of
I'll allow it.
by. Okay, cool.
Putting it on the English side just like that, and it's going to be really funny, but that's how it's going in. And witnessed by.
Yeah. All right, there we go. And so we have, why did the opossum scratch the leaf? And it's like this. It's one of these. And then we have one Knani. Knani, right. So, and then, and there we go. Done.
Now,
Oh. Good. I need a little extra strength.
cheers.
Bink.
And Timo, that's good. After the super sniffing up, did you just throw your Kopiko?
I hadn't opened it yet. It's okay. It was not thrown intentionally.
And for any patrons who haven't been on Discord, we now have Kopiko emoji to react with. 2 of them, of course, because we had to have cappuccino and coffee. They're hard to see the difference because they're so tiny, but I promise you, they really do have details on those little tiny pictures. It's just, you know how emoji.
Yep.
You know how they do.
Ooh. Kopiko, when you're not at your best.
No, when you are at your best, because it's a celebration.
Mm.
We don't celebrate you bringing your D game.
Oh, it's been a while
Awesome.
since I've had a regular Kopiko.
Yeah, Miles, they really do look very, very similar. You have to look very closely to look at the little bar underneath. One is darker brown and one is more cream colored. They looked much better in the bigger drawings. Mini, that's good. That's better than what David said. When you're not at your best, Kopiko is.
Oh, that's really good. That could be one of those touching commercials.
It really could be.
Mm.
Like having a really bad day and someone gives you a Kopiko and it immediately.
Thank you for reminding me of that one, Evan.
Oh, no.
So, actually, I wanted to ask you, did you draw those Kopiko?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't just, like, grab images from the internet and then make those into?
No.
Wow, that's really something. Can you share the original drawings?
Yeah.
That would be great. You could
Like
actually...
Put them on Discord?
No. Well, yes, do that too. But actually, why don't you make a little post about it on Patreon so that people know?
Okay.
It'd be fun.
Okay.
And then, because you know how it'll. I mean, it's cool to share it on Discord, but after a bit, it's just gonna get lost. You know, because the timeline. There, it'll be easy to find. Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, so at this point in time, then we can decide if we want to do examples of relative clauses.
Well, you said you remember how they're done. I don't remember how we're doing relative clauses. However, we do what I would actually really like to do first, just because we're down to like that 25 minutes, and once we get on whatever we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to take us a while, and it's going to be like basically putting things in that we've already made decisions about. So do you have an idea for a poll?
I did have a backup idea for a poll, which was so it's like if we don't come up with something else, which is deciding on how to do serifs for the modern font. If it's just going to be basic, and then I can just come up with a couple of other variants. It'll just be nice to know moving forward. I have a couple ideas for that. So
Okay.
that's just a backup poll. What we might do is, right now we could explore this idea that I know how relative clauses work, and see if that's true. And maybe it won't be, and maybe a poll will suggest itself. I don't know.
Uh-huh. So, how do relative clauses work, David?
I'm pretty sure that it's a and ye, right?
I remember that discussion, but like I don't remember.
Nice, Dark Horse.
Like, we have 0 examples.
That's actually not a bad idea, Evan. It would certainly make things simpler. So, Evan is saying, can you do a thing where you can only relativize subjects? In languages, when you relativize a noun, there are often restrictions about what role it can play in the relative clause. So there are some languages where all you can do is like, I saw the man who walked to town. Because in the relative clause, the man is the subject. There are languages where that's all you can do. You can never do anything else. English is crazy permissive. Like, apparently the rarest one is the object of a comparand. So it's like, I saw the man the man I'm better than.
The man I'm taller than, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So that one is like apparently one of the rarest ones. But you can go and do, like, say it's only subjects. Language of mine, Kamakawi, that's one where you can only relativize on the subject. And so in order to bring in other arguments, you have to passivize and applicativize. And that could make sense for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so we could just abandon my idea about and ye already have this taken care of.
Did you have an example that you remembered?
I thought I did.
Do you know where in the document we might find that?
I also thought that I knew where in the document it might be found.
And I'm guessing it's not there?
Well, I haven't checked because I don't even know where to start. I think if it was going to be anywhere...
I had an idea.
If it was going to be anywhere, it would be up here.
Right.
See, check this out. Bun, jump. Jumping. X, that is jumping. The jumping X.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that these were just small relative clauses, right?
Right. With...
Because we have the biting a possum and the bitten a possum, but I guess those are really more participles, aren't they?
Yeah.
And relative clauses need to be more robust than that, don't they?
Usually.
All right, forget it. We're doing something new. Okay, here we go.
I mean, we can definitely call those reduced relative clauses, but what if you want to have...
Well, Okay.
A full thing.
Tapahla can relativize nouns which play the role of subject in the relative clause.
Logan is suggesting maybe we could just require all relative clauses to actually be headed by participles instead of a relative pronoun.
Yeah.
And if it's you know, reduced to only being able to be the subject, then I guess that makes sense.
It kind of does.
So maybe we do want to do that, but then the a and the ni were from different verbs.
Yeah. So like the way this would work, like imagine if, so we had the biting possum, right, which would be ni. If you wanted to say the opossum that bit, well, basically you couldn't get tense, any kind of tense or aspect or anything in there, right?
No, because it would have to be like the possum biting the stick, even if he bit the stick 8 days ago, because otherwise it would be bitten the stick and that wouldn't make sense. And so
it would be
like
the opossum, the stick biting. Essentially, the understanding, or the way it would make most sense to an English speaker. Let's say the opossum that bit the stick went to the store. That's our sentence. The best way to recast it would be the opossum, having bitten the stick, went to the store. There would be no way to distinguish between that and the opossum who is biting the stick right now went to the store. Like if there was just two opossums there and one of them was gnawing on a stick and you wanted to tell somebody which of those two went to the store, there would be no way to distinguish between that versus somebody who knew that one of these opossums had bitten a stick in the past and you wanted to describe to them which it was. I mean, it's something you don't have to. Like, you don't have to make all these distinctions in relative clauses. Many languages do, but you don't have to. I don't know. This is a real tough one. Like, we could have full relative clauses that take advantage of all of our verbal morphology and can do whatever we want. Or we could have these reduced ones and just say that it's not a big deal, that you can't do it in this particular type of construction. And if you wanted more specificity, you just had to use more clauses.
Is this something patrons could vote on?
It is. It'd be a very heady poll, I think. And it's like, I don't even think it'd be even relevant to like throw up actual language examples. It's more just the idea of like, which one do you think kind of grabs you more, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I think we should.
Okay.
And yeah, we can do relative clauses next week, and we'll push our month off, you know, to start the week after that.
No, I don't think we're going to make it then. Never mind. I think at some point we had thought we would be starting season 3 at a particular date, but I don't think we're going to make it.
Oh.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Are you okay?
Not finishing it when we thought we would?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week will
be...
Yeah.
Or there will just be 1 week where I think it will just be you, or we need to skip a week.
Right.
So that's all. But we can talk about that later.
Right.
The poll could also be, do you want David to do the live stream alone or a pre-recorded special episode?
That's right. We could do that either way. But yeah, if we do that next week, I know that we'll have a few weeks of doing orthography. But there were 31 episodes for season 1, and next week would be 31 episodes for season 2.
I mean, we spent a lot of time on some of those sound things.
Yeah, it's not going to be an issue moving forward, because let me tell you, the sound system that I'm imagining for the mice and the cats and the dogs, it's going to be a lot simpler.
Nice. Hey, are you ready to enter some verbs in the dictionary?
Yep. Oh,
cool.
Well, that's nice, Minnie. Even though I know that everybody only shows up for Jesse.
Our first one is going to be in the A's.
You got it?
And it's going to be to dig. And in this list, it's ACI, which is so not how we are spelling it. So that's the IPA. ACI is the IPA.
Got it. And that's the modern form?
Yes.
What's the proto?
AKI.
Means to dig?
Yeah.
Okay.
And how is that spelled? TY, that's right.
Okay, let's see how this works. That's true. We could just have mini co-hosts. Nobody would notice the difference.
I mean, we are the same person.
Okay. Let's see, maybe that should be enough. Okay. And okay. Okay, I'm gonna need your help.
Yeah. Graham's comment just made me laugh. How can I help?
Okay, so that doesn't change. Good. So we have a table up there in our notes section that says what happens when certain vowels come next to one another.
Great, except it's not a table, so just a second.
It's not a real table.
I just need, there we go. Okay, I'm there.
What happens when I comes next to barred I?
It's just I.
Okay. How about when I comes next to carrot?
It's in that order, I, carrot?
Yes.
We don't have that.
Okay. How about I next to the upside down M?
That one is upside down M.
Okay. So then this should be...
Oh, Minnie, you've asked a good question now. How do they know? Jasmine, please tell me you're a Friends fan, because if you're not, I have to question our dual identity. That's one heck of a verb form there to use, Dark Horse. It's like a 3-syllable root.
It's trying to give us Folgers.
Right.
I would have said phi caret L G barred I R.
over here. Okay, are you ready for the next verb, or are you still thinking?
Well, I'm just hoping that I did this right for this form, the ache form. I believe that it's just because, it's palatalization. I think it's just going to do the same thing as with the upside down U. So let's, can you add to that, that list I asked you to look at? Can you add I caret and just having it go to caret?
Where did that actually happen? Because the reason we have that list is for the s and the
Yeah.
So I followed by caret. When did it turn into a caret?
No,
Was that the s form?
No, it's the F form, the schwa F. Oh, what happens with I next to schwa? Sorry.
Oh, that we do not have either. We have schwa bardai, but we don't have I schwa.
Okay, well then let's just... I think that what I did is right. And you can have as a reference, send us to Achi as a reference, Atyi.
Okay. So I'm entering, oops, wrong one. I caret becomes caret. Do you want me to also add the schwa? I schwa?
Yes, same thing.
And it's going to go to schwa? No, it can't. Because we don't have a schwa in the modern form.
No, it's going to go to the caret. It's going to go to caret.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so yeah, I'm ready for the next one now.
Also in the A, and I just believe it's spelled T for leave, because that's where we get the protoform is there as the A.
Yeah, do we still want that to mean that in the modern language?
That's a different question, I suppose.
It is.
Oh, that's right, Minnie. We have talked about friends before. Sometimes you have to remind me of these things.
Kind of second guessing myself over here, so.
Over what?
Over lots of things. Okay, so yeah. Alright. And then that is also the protoform to leave. Act. Now let's see. Atul. Yeah. And then really? Oh, because it's retroflex. That's why. So comes that. And then yeah. All right. That one's done.
We're ready for B.
Okay.
And buk. Buk.
BU?
Means to scatter. B-U-K.
Protoform is same?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
I'm doing its forms right now.
Sure.
Very straightforward. Okay. Okay. Good.
And then F is next.
Okay.
F-O-U-L-H.
Oh, that was a good one. Whoosh. I love that word.
And that means to exit.
Really?
Its protoform is phi schwa r.
So we have two separate words. One that means to leave and one that means to exit?
Yes, and I think that was because we ended up using them both.
For prefixes?
Because I believe exit was used. Yes, it is a directional prefix for verbs.
And Dark Horse, I had heard about that. Have you heard about these these things where it's like you can make a pancake in a microwave? It's crazy.
You can make cupcakes in the microwave.
Wow.
So we had leave originally, which was the source of that postposition. We then created a word for exit as a directional verbal prefix, and later realized that we kind of had this doubling up and decided it was just going to be that way.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Oh boy.
Oh, it's going to do all sorts of crazy phonetic things, right?
Yeah. I forget. So, did we decide that we were ever going to distinguish between the voice W or not?
In spelling, no, because it was supposed to always be predictable.
I just found a place where it's not predictable. Because
Cool.
this is voiceless. But I think that the way it worked was we thought that the voiceless ones were only going to be codas. And that the voiced ones were only going to be onsets. But I believe that this shows that that's not true. I'm not certain, though. It's been a while.
And I don't remember well enough.
Yeah.
And Evan, yeah, they are synonyms, not necessarily interchangeable, though, for the Possum language, because to exit suggests that you are inside something, whereas to leave, you just go away. I thought the voiced version only showed up intervocalically or something.
If that was the case, it only showed up intervocalically, that would also be fine. Is there a way that we could just search for it? It's going to be hard. Do we have anything in the language that had it right now?
I don't think so.
Was it up here in the verbs?
Okay, well, we have nothing that starts with a voice W.
Does anybody remember? Oh, man.
Did we not finish writing up the romanization?
Oh, no, we never did. It's something that I've been meaning to do, just like the poll about our names.
It's all good. Yeah, I really, really don't remember. I just remember us being like, it's not a big deal. It's predictable. If we look through the historical phonological changes, at some point we can derive the situation at which we get a voice W, right?
Yes, that's what I want to do now. See if we can.
In 1 minute. Got this. Okay, and the question becomes where? Was it voiced and it went voiceless? Or was it voiceless and became voiced?
Might have been the latter.
I think it has to do, right?
It's gotta be the
Fricative
sequence.
fortition, 15.
Let's try this.
With that, no, that W is not listed.
Nope, that's still voiceless, even if you put it in between vowels.
Is it just voicing assimilation that a consonant spreads its voice feature to the following consonant?
Oh boy. Huh. You put well, maybe, hold on, let's try this. No, if you put something voiced in front of it, it becomes a va. Not a wa, but a va. In fact, even if you put a nasal in front of it, it's still voiceless. Anhua. Goodness.
Are you sure we had?
We hit on some scenario where it happened.
Okay. Well, this is everybody's homework. Figure out what it was and tell us next week, because you know we have other things going on too. So this is your job. Our job is going to be something else. Because I have no idea. Okay, I am. Otherwise, we're just going to be like staring at this all.
Yeah.
Because the voicing assimilation 1 happens before the second one, therefore you wouldn't get the voiceless in the first place. So it has to be after Rule 12. Because that's the only reason we have the W, right?
Unless there was some other reason that we had W, which there might be.
I think it's only because of Rule 12, though.
There must be some other reason that we had that. It can't be the first place where it occurs. Gosh.
Well, you tell me if you see it somewhere else.
I just.
That doesn't help us. I have no idea. No idea.
Neither do I.
So, cool.
Yeah.
Did you finish that entry at the very least?
Oh yeah. I finished it for what it should be based on how our romanization is working. So it's, if it turns out that there really is no place that we have a W, then we're fine. Mm-hmm. If it turns out that we're going to have W's in the same environment potentially, then maybe we're going to need to look into WH. That'll be an exciting thing that we will learn next week when our patrons inform us what the truth is.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, because they have homework. Cool. Yeah. Well, awesome. We're done for today then.
Yep.
And we know what poll we're doing. We made some progress on that list of verbs, which makes me happy. And we will tackle relative clauses next week.
All right. Cool. Thank you guys for watching, for always.
Yes. So thank you, and stay grammar.
Bye, everybody.